rooms are small, and you feel 10 feet tall. That's it, that's all, you're in love.
So my name is David.
I'm Huey. You don't need to think on that one.
Yeah.
It's me, of course.
I'm just plain terrible.
He's good at baking, though.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah?
I'm a good baker, but let's say if we have to prepare a meal,
Yeah.
damn. Me.
Yeah.
Me as well. I'm
You.
32. Definitely him. I gave up so many things.
David does. I do most of the cooking. He does the
that's
rest of
fair.
the housework.
Yeah, also you're terrible at chores.
This is
Oh
hard.
yeah, we're both big spenders. It's really hard for us to save money.
Well, we've been trying.
If
for
we had
equal.
like unlimited money, obviously we would both just spend crazy. 4 years?
About 4 years,
Right?
yeah.
Something like that.
So we met through this dating app called Jack for gay guys to meet each other. And I was in Toronto at the time and he was in Montreal. And I used the app when I was in a train station. I was visiting Montreal. And I'm like, hey, who's this guy? And we kind of started talking for like a month or
Yeah,
so. Like,
a
and
good
then
month.
we decided to meet. Yeah.
Yeah, we got married 2 years ago. It was a really small reception.
It was actually, we didn't want to have like a party. We just want to go to City Hall, sign a paper and call it a day. But our friends convinced us. It's like, you need to have like at least something. We're like, hey, whatever. Let's just have something for close friends and family. But it was crazy because we decided to have a party like 1 month before. And everywhere we called, they were like, are you guys crazy? Like, people do these things like 1 year in advance
Yeah.
at least. So
Yeah.
it was kind of hell. It was like 30 to 40 of us there.
I would say we're a fusional couple. Being interracial and gay,
Yeah.
I guess that makes us a little bit special. The same goals, that was something we discussed really early in the relationship. We wanted to have many kids. We wanted to get married. And I would say it's not the most popular way within the gay community.
Oh, this could be a very long list.
Wow. Go ahead, I'll think about mine.
Like, nothing big, I would say. It's just like the very little things.
He's scared to say it.
You can go first. Open the gate.
Well, let's see. When he wants to make it his point, he's just not gonna give up, even though he's wrong. This is my favorite example. A greyhound. He would argue with me for a whole day that greyhounds are all gray. And I'm like, no. There's black greyhound, there's brown greyhound. And he's like, so why is it a greyhound? And then he will not quit. And then he was gonna go online and try to like find something. He's like, no, there's gotta be like probably like brown hound or.
Whatever, you write like 5% of the time.
And then I hold on to my victories like this one, and then I tell everybody, see, I was right that time.
Like, why would you call it a greyhound if there's
I don't
other
know, but there's
colors
multiple
available?
colors.
Think of one
I
right
won't be
now.
mad at you. You can say it. Oh, I know. The sink.
Oh, he
Yeah.
drives me crazy when he does this. Like, I like my kitchen to be clean, and I want the sink to be empty all the time. David, he always put all the dishes in there, fill up with the water, and just leave it there. So nasty.
I plan to do it right away, but then I'm like,
Right.
ugh. So it just stays there.
He will sleepwalk and get into the bathtub and pee in there.
I just pee everywhere. For me, it was over time because he would not argue with me when we first met. Like, he was just like, oh yeah, you're right.
I'll let you be right. Even though like the behaviors were there that will be annoying you, but like you kind of overlooked it.
Yeah.
Because like, you have so much to look forward to and you're excited most of the time. Over time, you get like much more accountable and you start noticing like the little things. We don't have any kids yet, but we plan to.
So the plan is to first get a house, because in Canada to be able to adopt you need a house inspection.
Oh.
And we don't want to have to do it twice. As let's say they would investigate our apartment, and then if we buy a house and we don't get the kid before that, we have to do it again. So just to avoid that situation, and also having a property is giving you more chances to get a match. We look at surrogacy, but the whole process is about $80K, which is crazy.
There's tons of kids out there anyway that
Mhm.
doesn't
Yeah.
have a home, so adoption would be the way to go. For us, we have limited options because we can't adopt internationally. A lot of these countries with like a large pool for adoptions, like China, India, they don't allow adoption from same-sex couples. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah, I think so. I was raised with siblings, and for me, I wouldn't picture myself without any kids.
Yeah.
My parents made it magical for us. Did it? Well, I guess you do it less often
Over the years.
after a couple of years, but
Right.
it's still pretty healthy, I would
Yeah.
say. We'll
Yeah.
see once we get the kids. So I came out when I was really young. Mine was supportive, I would say, even though my father was super homophobic. My mom never really talked about it, and I found out she had a bit more of a struggle than my dad to accept it. She never was against it, but to be comfortable and like talk to me about things, it took maybe a good 5 years.
Wow.
But now
How
they're
old
like,
were you when you came out?
I was 15.
Oh, so it is pretty young.
Yeah. Like remote area, small village, so yeah, that was more challenging. The people around, like I'm lucky I had my parents. I don't know if I would have made it otherwise.
I didn't come out to my family until 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you met David.
Right. So
Okay.
my plan was, because like I know my mom, I know exactly how she would react. So I kind of planned to like never let her be a part of really my true life. Like I was always scared of like how she would react and stuff. But David has this mentality that because we both want kids and he wants our kids to be able to be part of the family. So he kind of pushed me in towards that direction, which I'm glad he did. And so when I came out to my mom, it was
She reacted exactly like he taught.
it was rough because yeah, she reacted like so bad towards it, and for like a year or so she didn't talk to me properly about it.
Oh my god.
And she knows about David. Like I told her that I have a boyfriend at the time, and then she never asked about him. Whenever she called me, she kind of pretended that he's not there and he doesn't
Right.
exist.
She needed time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like a year later she's starting to be okay with it,
Mm-hmm.
and now she's perfectly fine. She treat him like her own son, and
Aw.
she's
That's
like
awesome.
kind of see us like together now. I think ultimately she just wanted her kid to be happy,
Yeah.
and her initial reaction is like, this is gonna be so hard for you. But
Yeah.
then the more that we show her that we perfectly happy and this is like how I want my life to be, then she's turned
It's-
around.
It's
So-
even,
Great.
I would say it's even harder, like for her, let's say in your culture, there's even the words to describe being gay is all pejorative. Like there's no positive words.
So I'm Vietnamese Chinese.
Okay.
My father is Vietnamese and my mom is Chinese. But I don't really know my dad because they separated when I was like 5.
I got fat.
Aside-
gained weight. That's
aside from appearance,
Besides that,
like everybody gain weight in marriage.
you didn't.
I think
Some weight.
one thing that we both change is our maturity. Like in terms of responsibility, like David said before, we both used to be very big spenders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're not very responsible with our money, but once we got together and put out like a family plan together, and then we worked really hard towards it. So we really tightened the belt, and then you know what? Like it's not just for us anymore. We want to have a family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we become much more responsible, I would say.
I'm from a smaller place and we have a lot of space there. I just feel like in this apartment here, I feel so crowded. Like, let's say I'm mad at him, the only thing we can do is sit on the same room and look at each other. I want to be able, like, to stay in the side of a house and not having to see you the rest of the day if I have to. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I just feel
totally get that.
it's so crowded. Like, and I can't. Can you imagine here, like, another dog or 2 kids? And like, no, there's no way. We need room.
I remember when we drive around and David would show me the kind of houses he wanted.
Then you're
I'm
like,
"Ugh,
I'm like, and I was like, genuinely serious. Like, see, this one is like a small house. A small house? That's like for a family of 10. I'm like, oh my god. Like, how much would that be? And then he would tell me the cost. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What the hell?
Right. So we kind of made this rule for ourselves to never go to bed angry. Like we need to resolve whatever argument that we have. But we find that doesn't really work.
Yeah, we don't always do that. Sometimes we go to bed without speaking to each other. It happens.
But I guess like sometimes when you get into a fight, give each other space, process it, and resolve it yourself. We get into a big argument, a fight, and then we'll go to bed not talking to each other. We pretend like everything's fine.
He pretend like everything's fine. I pretend like the world just ended.
And then the next morning, we get to work, and David would be at his work, and then I would start getting like 100 text messages of what I did wrong. I would ask him in the morning, it's like, how you feeling? You feeling okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. But then an hour later, I would get this essay on how things are not fine. But then we usually just made up the next day.
Well, we do travel when we have time.
Yeah, we try like a new restaurants that just open. Walk around the town a lot. Just go anywhere, just like walking around. So we spend a lot of time like just watching TV.
Our YouTube
And
channel is something we do. I guess
Yeah.
that's kind of a hobby. You know, it's a lot of work, but it's a hobby. Like we do it
Yeah.
for pleasure. We did try gym together. That does not work.
Yeah.
I hate the gym. It's so hard.
Like I remember when we tried running together. That was like the worst idea ever. Like he doesn't like running, but I would come up to him and try to encourage him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He was like next to me. I'm running and I'm like holding my puke. And then he's like, yeah. And I'm like, shut the fuck off. I just like,
I'm gonna
don't
punch
talk
you.
to me. Parents ever. That was when we were working out together. That was actually our number one source of
Right.
fights. It's just convenient.
So what I love about David is how he makes me feel really comfortable. Like I can just be myself around him and not having
I can just fart.
to not having to like try to impress him. And also like I really love that we have a lot of life goals together, and he's really funny. Like he make me laugh a lot. So what about you?
For sure, the fact that we have the same goals makes me feel really safe. When they say homes, what is home? Like my home is wherever he is. That makes me feel comfortable. I've seen him with other people too, not just with me, but for friends, for family. He's always gonna be there. He's always willing to help, and of course I see that anytime I need help, if I feel sad or if like he's just gonna fix it. Oh my god, saving money. Like we
Yeah.
started big minus. And like within 2 years of just focusing on it, we accomplished miracles.
Things we're super happy about is I know like a lot of couples they fight about stuff financially. We started off our married life being like pretty much at the bottom. We were both broke, have so much credit card debt, but then we managed to like just stick together, work out a plan, and stick to it.
I don't even look at my paycheck. It just goes in the account. He's the one managing. We're not people that save money at all.
We did have to sacrifice quite a bit. Like we don't get to hang out with friends as much anymore because we don't want to spend money. So a lot of things we do, we invite friends over for like game nights and to cook at home and stuff.
Try to not go to bed angry, even though it's not always possible. Just the fact that you're trying.
Having common life goals together is super important because there's something higher that you're working towards. The other important thing is to know that there's no longer just you. You are part of two now, and everything that you work towards have to be for the benefit of both of you. Some people would still keep the mentality of being the winner. Have to always think about like we and us, how to benefit both of us. Having that mentality that I'm gonna do this regardless of what you think, I think that's not great for the marriage because you always feel like the other person is not there for you. So I feel like getting the other person on board and trying to work towards like the common goal.
What is love? I would say it's making compromise with someone that is really important to you and not even noticing it. It's just happening. Do it naturally.
I think it's more than whatever you see in TVs and movies. It's not always, you know, like the passion or the romantic stuff. At the end of the day, being there for each other, go through life together no matter what. Be able to survive like the toughest pieces in life. I think that's what defines love and not the happy moment. You know what, like go to a rough patch but still stay together and stick together. I think that's ultimately what defines love for us at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All your problems are small, and you feel 10 feet tall. That's it, that's all, you're in love.